Hello everyone and welcome to State of the Game number 170. It is the 16th of September. Welcome to the stream. We weren't here last week. It wasn't because I got older and it was my birthday. It just was the call. We obviously have been busy with the PTS and all that sort of stuff. We're going to be talking a lot about that today and the also upcoming release of TU11 next week. All right, let me bring up Yannick and Mackenzie. Hey guys, how you doing?
Hey, doing great.
Yes, it looks like I've seen you've been in the office a bit. We've had some calls this week. Mackenzie and Yannick both at home today, it looks like.
Yes.
All right.
It's a bit easier to do that from home than actually being at the office and with the people walking behind, and who knows what people would actually see through our webcams at the office.
I've got nervous in past weeks when Bruce has been on and he's been on in the office and people like walk behind. I'm like, what if someone just like says something hyper confidential or shows like, walks behind with this gigantic statue and you're like, oh, we really shouldn't have shown that.
I noticed actually today that behind me at the office there's a whiteboard with some stuff. So I was just like, no.
Some stuff.
I mean, I could move the whiteboard, but I don't want to bother people and move their things. So
fair enough. Okay, so I want to get through some of the priority alerts just first. Obviously, we did a regular maintenance yesterday. There was one issue that was fixed that prevented the weekly shade requisition project from resetting if the player was offline when that reset triggers. So that's fixed. I do also want to note that there is a free weekend coming up from the 24th to the 27th, so that's next week. I think depending on the time zones you're in, there'll be some information on the website about that. But a good time to get your friends in. As usual, Yannick, if you do sign up for the trial and then end up buying it, all your progress will carry over to that, right?
Yes. Yeah. So it is the base game, and basically you can play the game as much as you want, and if you purchase the game, then you keep everything you've done. So it's the perfect time to invite your friends.
Very cool. I did also see your beautiful face on the Ubisoft Forward event last week. So fancy, man.
You've seen my face.
I did.
Let's keep it at that.
So we'll talk a bit about that stuff. What was that process like? It's a little bit more... It's state of the game times a lot with better lighting and like it's fancy. So
well, I mean the thing is, the funny part is that it's like, I don't know how long was my speech, like 30 seconds, but it probably took an hour and a half to record. So
you do it in one take.
That's the big difference with state of the game. State of the game is just like we turn on the camera and then we talk. But those kind of things, it's
Andy
like,
in chat is saying it's strange to see you blinking, Yannick. It is. It's very, very odd.
Yes. Am I even the real Yannick? Who knows?
Well, nobody knows. So I want to talk a little bit about the upcoming stuff. So as we get closer, obviously the PTS is closing. We have mentioned that TU11 releases on September 22nd next week. Do you have any insight on timings for that? Usually
it's going to be normal maintenance time. Yeah.
That's good. The summit obviously comes with that. If you own Worlds of New York, you get that for free. It also starts Season 3, named Concealed Agenda, which is dramatic.
Yeah.
There's also going to be Twitch drops as well during this time, and it's a little bit different from how it's worked previously, which is cool. We have some more information coming soon on exactly what the parameters will be, but it will apply to the whole directory on Twitch. So if you're streaming the Division 2 on Twitch, you have access to this. The rewards, just quickly, 3 legacy caches for watching 30 minutes. Watching an hour, there's actually a super cute milkshake backpack trophy. I see Macho in chat's pretty stoked about those drops happening. Very cool. Also, streamers, I want to inform you that there's also some bounty board stuff that you should look for, because apparently Division 2 is going to be involved in that as well. So if you have access to the bounty board system through Twitch, go and check that out as well. Going back quickly, Yannick,
If we can just go back quickly on the launch of TU11, just to clarify, yes, the summit will release immediately. So I've seen people asking in chat if there would be a delay, or if it would be opening later, but no, it's opening as soon as the update is available. And also regarding Season 3, it's going to be a bit different compared to Season 1 and 2, because Season 1 and 2, there was 1 week between the update and the season starting, but here with Season 3, the season starts immediately. So that means the first target will become available right as soon as the update is here.
Cool. I don't know if people caught it, but I actually had to respell your title because I spelt it in the most French way I could, and then I just fixed it. It said directeur before, but no one really caught it, so that's fine.
You mean director?
Yes. Totally. Okay. I want to go back. I mentioned before that you spoke on the Ubisoft Forward show, which was really cool. There was something in there at the end, codename Nightmare. Obviously, we're not talking much about it right now. What can you say about it?
Not much more, but it's coming with Season 4. It's going to be a unique experience, a unique in-game event, and I really don't want to say anything more than that because otherwise I'm going to start spoiling things.
Okay, and
spoiling wouldn't be fun.
Can we say location?
Well, the location is pretty clear in the teaser that was out there. It's going to be in Kenny College.
Okay, all right. That's all. Coming this winter. We will talk about it later. That's very cool. And then obviously as we get closer to Season 4, we're going to be seeing the return of Fei Lao. Actually, let me bring up this roadmap thing we got. So Season 3 starting next week, the BTSU leader is going to be in there. Can you tell us anything about this season coming up, Season 3?
Yeah, I think it's it's going to be interesting because the narrative is kind of reconnecting much more to the story of the game or the story that you've been experiencing, because now you're going after Burden Schaeffer, who's the last leader of the BTSU. So if you remember, as you played the campaign, you took down some of the BTSU members, like for example, Wyvern was one of them in Tidal Basin. So you actually one by one took down all the BTSU. So BTSU stands for the Black Tusk Special Unit. So they're the elite and the leaders. And you've been doing a pretty good job, and it's the last one out there. So in a way, this is a shot at actually really, I won't say take down the Black Tusk, but at least take down their leadership.
Nice. And then obviously we've got the summit as well coming on the same. So if you're looking at this image, it's not the first two things happen on the same day, just FYI. And then in December, we've got Season 4. Fei Lao is going to be making an appearance. We don't want to talk too much about that, but that's been a long time coming.
Yes.
I actually don't know anything about what's going to happen in Season 4, and I don't know if you're going to tell us, and you shouldn't, because that's going to be cool. And then the special event, like we talked about before, codename Nightmare, and we'll be talking about that later on. R.T. Douglas is in a bit of a mood over Fei Lao, a traitor. Yes, this is true. It's really cool. I remember like back at the end of Division 1 when we were wrapping up in the studio, and we're like, oh, what's going to happen with Fei Lao in the next game? And I didn't see this coming. It's pretty cool. Okay.
And you don't know yet what's going to happen to you.
I still don't know, which is great. I want to talk a little bit about compatibility, because you did also drop that on Ubisoft Forward. You did say that it will be backwards compatible on Xbox One X, Xbox One S, and PlayStation 5. Some of those details about what version of the game will be where, I think have been a little bit confusing. Can you give us a little bit of clarity on that?
So I mean, what this statement meant was a confirmation that the game will work, and I think that's the most important part, because we were having those questions. So what that means is that if you own the Division 2 on PlayStation 4, for example, and you buy a PlayStation 5, your game will work. You won't have to buy it again. You won't have to do anything. You will just be able to keep playing with your save, with your character, and all of that. You will also be able to play with your friends, regardless if they're on PS4 or PS5, because as long as you're in the same console family, it will be cross-gen. So that's the most important thing. Also regarding quality, so this is not an upgrade, just to be clear. We are not doing a optimization pass to upgrade the graphics or anything, but it will work at the highest quality that is currently available on this generation. So if you buy a PS5, you will get PS4 Pro quality, and if you buy Xbox Series X, you will get the Xbox One X graphics.
Cool. All right, thanks for clearing that up. That's cool.
And also, because we've had the question, we didn't mention it in the Ubisoft forward, but the same applies to Division 1.
That's cool.
So it will also be compatible.
Nice. I like that. Okay. One more thing before we get to the summit. Operation Iron Horse Discovery Mode is coming with TU11 as well. So on Tuesday, you will be able to experience the Discovery Mode for that raid, which is cool. I make it sound like it's a small thing, but for a lot of people, that's a really big thing. So you will be able to experience that. That's good news. All right, Mackenzie. The Summit PvE game mode has been on the PTS. What are your initial thoughts about how people have been experiencing it? I know for you it's a work in progress, but what's your takeaway from watching people play it?
I mean, it's always really exciting as a developer to see something you've been working on for months, like seeing the fans finally get to play it, watching all the streams, seeing people have fun, seeing people run into issues. It's all a learning experience, and it's really cool to see. And this is why we do the PTS, to really get to see how people are engaging with the game, and that influences where we take it after T11 as well.
Okay, so what was some of the first things for the PTS process in terms of changes that you had to deal with? Or were there even changes that you were making that people didn't get to experience? How's that process been for you?
Yes, so I guess I'll go through the changes we made for PTS Phase 2. So these happened after the first wave, the first weekends. We saw how people were engaging with it, and we worked quickly to get these changes made. So we made some adjustments to the objectives. So we added some additional objectives that you can encounter there, drone ambushes, turrets that you would have to destroy, turrets to disable, servers to disable, sorry. We adjusted the hostage timer. We increased the hack radius for the EMP objectives. We added some new loot crates throughout the space. We saw a number of notes about Legendary, and we fixed an issue there where only one enemy type was spawning. And we also reduced the number of directives for the Legendary floors. And then on the floor 100, we fixed the issue with the enemies shooting through the walls, and also with you being able to finish the 100th floor without actually killing them. And so that was the stuff that we did for Phase 2. And then, similar sort of thing, after watching people play Phase 2, we've been working on adjustments for TU11. And so for TU11, you'll see that we've added a couple more objectives. We've also adjusted the frequency of certain objectives appearing based off the feedback and data. Like some weren't occurring enough, and so you'll see those happen a bit more. The new drone ambush objective, we've adjusted the balance of that, so it hopefully should be a better challenge. For Legendary, which we saw a lot of people streaming, we've made rogue agent encounters available during the Legendary floors of the summit, which is pretty cool, because those have not been available during the DC strongholds of Legendary, and that'll stay the case. It'll only happen on the Legendary floors of the summit, where you can encounter rogues. And also for Legendary, we've added exotic fire teams. And so what that means is that occasionally you'll see some unusual and challenging combinations of enemy archetypes. And so, cool. You might see all three types of the Warhounds, which is kind of terrifying. Or you might see there's a lot of really fun combinations there. I don't want to spoil them all, but it should add a bit of extra challenge and variety there. And also for Legendary, we've turned off the ambush, because that would have a faction that wasn't Legendary occurring on those floors, which doesn't really align with the design of the Legendary. And then we also have some fixes for the summit. So we fixed a bunch of covers throughout numerous sections of the summit because we've seen places where that doesn't work as it's supposed to. We've adjusted the placement of the laptop interactions in a number of places because we've seen some issues with that, and those should be resolved now. We've seen some issues with you not being able to open up the door, and we fixed a number of those as well. And we saw a video of the 100th floor enemies appearing underneath the grounds, which was really weird, but we've managed to fix that one as well. And then one last thing, which I know we saw a lot in the PTS feedback and should hopefully be a crowd pleaser, is that we're unlocking the rally points up to 51 by default on TU11. And so that means is that if you prefer to play the harder difficulties, when you start the summit experience, you can start from floor 51, and you don't need to play the floors below that.
That's awesome. That's
yes,
a really great change. Nice. So it sounds like there's been a lot of community feedback on the PTS, and already in a very short space of time in a development sense, a lot of those changes have been made.
Yep.
I imagine that once it gets out to even more people, because the PTS is still a subset of the community, and as more feedback comes in, that you'll be working hard on continuing to support it. Are there already ideas that you have? I mean, you don't have to go into details, but like...
Yes, I won't go into details, but for 11.1, which is a update we already announced that'll come after T11, we have seen the community feedback about the difficulties, the directives, targeted loot. We are working on and evaluating changes to each of these. And so I just want to make that really clear that we hear the feedback there. We really want to help build this experience into something that players will enjoy and fulfills that fantasy of climbing from floor 1 to 100 with customized challenge and rewards that fit you. And so we're working on that now.
All right, very cool. I'm excited to see how the summit changes over time. So we always love constructive criticism, so please make sure you continue that even once the summit is out. The PTS isn't just the only time to give feedback. Make sure it keeps coming. All right, if you see anything in chat, Yannick and Mackenzie, just don't hesitate to address it if there's anything you want to chat about. I want to head over to the trailer that was shown at the UB4 Summit because it was really cool. So we'll be back in a couple of minutes, but keep your questions coming in chat and we will take a look at those. We will see you in just a couple of minutes. Sorry, just turn my microphone back on. Yannick, do you want me to show your special, beautiful face again? I still have the last.
I was
30
wondering
seconds.
if you were going to keep it going until you see me. You don't have to. That's fine.
That's all right. We have the real deal here. This is
Exactly.
good stuff.
I might be able to remember that speech just out of memory because I had to do it a few times.
All right. Did you see anything in chat that you wanted to talk about? I mean, we've given most of the details already, but Mackenzie, was there something?
Yes. I just wanted to clarify some things that I saw for the rogue agent encounters. Those can happen on every difficulty from hard to legendary. So I saw someone ask if they happen on heroic, which they will. I also saw someone ask about checkpointing, and you do always have a checkpoint before a rogue agent encounter, so that if you die, you don't lose any progress. As far as progression works, you have the rally points, and so if you join a group, you'll keep the highest rally points that you'll experience. So basically, if you had a rally point of 40 and you join a group who's on floor 60, you'll get the rally points for like 61 once you finish the boss fight there. So we're always generous with the rally points. And then I saw a question about directives, and one thing I kind of really wanted to emphasize is, for 11.1, we are looking at changes to the directives because we've heard the feedback on that. But until then, you can play a set of floors without directives, and you can just keep on playing that set. So if you really like challenge with no directives, then you can just play floors 21 to 30 on repeats. Like once you get to the end boss on 30, you will be able to interact with the elevator and go back down to 21 and just keep on playing that same set without directives.
Okay.
You really only need to play floors with directives once when you're trying to get up to floor 100 to get the exotic quest. And after that, you're not forced to do that any further.
Okay, great. I just want to give some clarification. Oh, Yannick looked like he had something as well.
I've just been picking a few questions from chat that are not related to the summit, but things I wanted to clarify. So Favors is asking, first, like the mods are going to be generic, correct? Yes, that is correct. So as a reminder, with TU11, all the gear mods are going to be generic and agnostic, which means you can put utility mods, damage mods, or anything you want in there. And then goes on and asks, will the resistance mod values be increased as previously stated, or has that changed? This has changed, actually. Based on PTS, we've decided to actually revert that change and keep the resistance values as they were pre-TU11, because this had some impact on the metas that we were not really happy with. So expect no change, basically, on the resistance values. Then there's... can't read that name, CKBG, asking about pistol recalibration issue. Yes, that would be fixed in TU11, as well as the percent that was lost, the weapon damage percent that was lost on pistols will be back. So this is fixed. Kerom asking if we actually did fix the inventory issue from the PTS, so where the inventory was hidden. Yes, we have a fix for that, so that shouldn't happen when TU11 comes out. And then the last one I had was, sorry, I forgot the name. But anyway, would it be possible to have the global events make you feel powerful? And actually, that's a fun question because there's a series of changes that come with TU11 that we haven't really talked much about, which is related to global event modifiers. And we actually went through the 3 initial global events, so Polarity Switch, Reanimated, and Guardian. And we've made some pretty drastic changes there in terms of how they work. So expect that, yes, when those come out, the modifiers will actually, basically we've taken away a lot of the negative effect and kept mostly the positive. So in order to make sure that when a global event happens, you want to have the modifier on and you want to play with it because it's going to be just mostly bonus. So it's going to make you feel more powerful.
Cool. I mean, that's great. Before we head off, I mean, we're not heading off just yet. We've got a few things to get through, but the PTS that's happening right now is closing on Friday. So if there are tests that you want to do and things you want to give feedback on, you'll need to get into the PTS to try out those things before it closes on Friday. So that's September 18th. Again, huge thank you to everyone who's been involved and given feedback. We really appreciate it. It really does. I mean, like all of the changes that Mackenzie listed before, that's largely due to all of your feedback. So thank you very much. TU11 is going to release next week on September 22nd. That's a Tuesday, which is when you'll have access to the summit and season 3. We talked a little bit about Barden Schaefer before, but I didn't show you this cool picture of the target that you'll be hunting down in season 3. So Barden Schaefer, the Black Tusk leader, is obviously going to be a big proponent of season 3. He's recruited 4 agents to form a new rogue cell, and you'll have to do the thing, get rid of him, and it's going to be, I think, pretty cool. Like Yannick said before, there's some more narrative stuff in there that people will find very interesting. So lots to sink your teeth into with season 3. Season 3 will not have a preseason week as previous seasons. The first Manhunt target will become immediately available on September 22nd. So there you go. It also means that this is the last week for season 2. Last week, but it actually finishes on Monday. So September 21st. You will need to take down all of the 5 targets to unlock that healing trap as well. So if you haven't done that yet, you will want to go and do that. Oh, that's loud. And it's the wrong aspect ratio. But you know what it is.
Wow.
Why is that aspect ratio off? Anyway.
Just if I can, I see the PvP crowd that's asking about PvP news. We have some PvP balancing changes that are coming with TU11. Unfortunately, Bruce couldn't make it, so he would have been the perfect one to go through them. But if you want to know more, you can look at the PTS notes, and they are listed there. And there might be a few more tweaks following PTS feedback. So as soon as we have the patch notes, you will find out more. But yes, there are some PvP tweaks coming with TU11 as well.
Yes, I saw just quickly before I forget. I saw a comment in chat. Will there be any other way to unlock the healing trap? So beyond September 21st, there will be future ways to unlock it through gameplay. I don't have details on that yet, but there will be other opportunities. Correct, Yannick?
Oh, sorry, say that again. I was reading chat.
There will be future opportunities to get the healing trap through gameplay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Great. Mackenzie, what was you wanted to say?
Yes. It was about Summit stuff. So I saw some questions about the targeted loot for that. When it launches in TU11, it's going to be a single targeted loot for the whole Summit, as it was in the PTS, but we've heard the feedback on that, and we are working on adjustments to that for 11.1.
Okay.
So, yes.
Yeah, we'll communicate those once we have a bit more info on that. Someone was also asking about the Season 3 skill variant. There's it's another trap one, and it's like an explodey. I can't remember the actual name. I think of it like the proximity mine from GoldenEye.
I think it's called the shrapnel trap.
Shrapnel trap. Yes, correct.
Yes.
And so that one should be cool. Sorry?
Another thing coming with the update next Tuesday is there's 2 new directives that are also coming. I don't know if we want to spoil them quite yet, but that's another thing that a lot of people get excited about that's coming as well. New challenges with directives.
Nice. Very cool. Someone said that was a spoiler for Season 3. No, we showed last week the shrapnel trap. I remember Bruce talking about it. Am I drunk? That happened, right?
No, I remember that.
Yes.
2 weeks ago, and it was okay. All right, I'm not going crazy.
It was on the PTS.
All right. Whew. Okay. I want to head over to some of the agent highlights for this week because we have some really cool stuff because our community always makes awesome stuff. We have a cosplay from JHCL56. Very cool. I love the nod. I'm going to call that a nod to Fei Lao with the eye patch.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm just a Fei Lao fan.
I'm sure after months of combat, a lot of Division agents end up having eye patches.
Yes. Very cool. So head over to Twitter and follow JHCL56 for more of that awesome cosplay. There's also this other one from Sergey Gopnik. I think that's how I'm going to split it. It's all caps. It's really hard. This awesome hunter piece. Very, very cool. Particularly like the lighting on this one. Very, very well done. Super dramatic.
Yeah.
I'm a big
really
fan.
nice.
That's really cool. That mask is dope.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was taken from Reddit as well. All the rain as well. Yeah, George, that rain. It's very cool. Okay, if you want to send in more agent highlight stuff, George is always scouring the internet for more of that, and he likes when you send those in. So hashtag agent highlights. If you have something you want to share, it doesn't have to be cosplay, it doesn't have to be art. We've had all sorts of crazy stuff. We've had birthday cakes. I think there's been some birthday cakes. We've had custom painted fingernails. Yannick, can you remember any of the, more out of the box ones?
We've had figurines as well.
Figurines.
So that was pretty cool.
We've obviously had some Division themed music. So please go ahead, surprise George with your most out of the box Division themed ones. I'm waiting. I don't know. I mean, I'd like to see some stuff. Oh, we've had like those miniature figures. Those are really cool. So I'm a big fan. Anything else you want to address before we head off today, guys?
I saw a question about the directives thing that I mentioned real quickly. It's going to function the same way as it did for Season 2, where 2 new directives come in and 2 old ones go out. So it's still a total of 5 that you'll be able to select for missions and stuff. And these new directives will not change the ones that were in the summit for the PTS. Those are staying the same. So these are just the ones that you can select for missions and other things like that.
Cool. Nice. Yannick, anything else from you?
No, I just see the PvP community pointing out that I am talking about balancing changes and they're asking for content. So yeah, I'm sorry, we don't have any new PvP content for TU11, no new map or no new game modes, but yes, we hear that.
Great. I didn't get a response from Bruce. I just randomly messaged him out of the blue. But he doesn't have any news for me just yet. Okay. Then that is going to be all for today. I do want to say we always end the show with some Division 2 photos, so hashtag the Division 2 photos on Twitter, and we get awesome stuff. There's a lot of repeating names, which I love personally. So like this week we've got Morgan Creed, we've got Alucard Freak, Ash Station. I've seen all these names before. Born Diesel, of course. Hey man. We've got Caffeinated WC. That's fantastic. Chris 25551. Bacon Doman. I know I never actually acknowledge who's in these things, and I just want to take a second. Kimchi Traveler, maybe new. M88 Gaming. We've got Melly Dark Eyes. That's a name I see pop up a lot. Natalie Aussie. Hi, I know you're in chat. I saw your name before. We've also got Neonescent VP, Rapier 17, Slavo 257, Taladir as well. But I would urge other people, if you are taking photos in the game, there is that super cool photo mode in Division 2. Please share them with us. So hashtag the Division 2 photos on Twitter, and we would love to see more of your pictures in there. So that's this week. There's a lot of repeating names I see in chat who have seen pictures from in before. FN Hippies is saying Ash Station is my other half. Oh, that's super cute. I love that. So say hi from us. Neonescent saying, do what Hamish says. Yes, I am your boss, and you must take pictures and send them. And you will do it at no cost, because I don't have any money to give you. So that's a great deal. Okay, thanks everyone for coming by today. Yannick and Mackenzie.
What kind of boss are you?
I'm the worst boss. Just ask Ella and George. I'm the worst. Thanks for coming by today. Again, everyone, TU11 comes out next week on the 22nd of September. We have the summit going in there. We've got all the changes with TU11. There's a lot of cool stuff. So enjoy it and let us know what you think. And we will see you again very soon. All right. That's going to be all. Yeah, okay. You've got to do an awkward wave. This is Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. I've been getting really into Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and you have to do this. It has to be really awkward. And also, that guy won £1 million this week, and it was great. I'm going to keep you going for just a little bit longer. Thanks, guys. All right. See ya. Bye.
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 You know what? I did that whole thing about the photos and I didn't show them, so just give me 2 seconds. I'm the worst. Thanks, Ella, for reminding me. Enjoy these photos. Alright, we fixed it. You got to see all the cool photos, and like I said before, please send in more of those for following weeks. Looks like now we're going, oh, Ella, good call. We're going to go over and raid Altito, so go and say hola to Altito and show some love. He's the nicest dude. He's been into Massive, and like, we're all obsessed with him. He's fantastic. So go over there, hit the button, go say hello from us, and have a great rest of your evening or morning or day, wherever you are in the world. All right, love you all. Bye.